So it's finally time to finish up Symphogear in its entirety, apart from the specials that we're gonna be doing tomorrow. But yeah, this is gonna be the last episode of Symphogear XV, and effectively the last episode of, like, I guess the main seasons, one of the main seasons of Symphogear, until an eventual movie gets released that you guys said is supposedly in production. So until then, this is gonna be the end. So I am excited for it. I'm excited to see what they've been cooking up, what's gonna happen in this episode. It's probably gonna be a fight. It's obviously gonna be a fight against Shamehai, I should say. We saw some of the incredible new forms of the girls at the end of the previous episode. It was an incredible episode, and I'm gonna talk more about, like, all of my thoughts on it at the end of this episode. So if you are wondering what I think about it, how I would compare it to the other seasons, stuff like that, I'm gonna talk about it after this episode, so at the end, once we have a bit of a discussion. So I'm gonna be talking more about, you know, Noble Red and, like, the entire story. So yeah, but yeah, in the previous episode we had the entire fight on the moon, and Noble Red ended up sacrificing their energy to make a tunnel for them to get back, for our girls to get back to Earth. And now they're back with new gear, and they look better than ever. Of course, that's kind of like the tradition in Symphogear, is you need to have a level up when it comes to the gear at the end of the every season. So here we go with the final level up, and now it's time to face off against Shamehai. So this is gonna be sick. I'm excited for it. But if you don't watch this Uncut and Unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon, which is down in the description. And without further ado, let's go into Symphogear XV episode 13. Here we go! Oh wow, Yuki! This is such a sick form. Of course. Okay, so they're both alive? Here it is now. Yep. Let us... What was the title? It was way too long. Let us forge a future with a light unknown to the gods themselves. Wow. Oh, sorry about that. Oh! Nice! Counter against the counter? Nice! I love these designs. Deus Ex Machina. Yes. Oh! Oh, the hair! She has a persona! Barrier! Oh, her body is reacting. Tsubasa! Nice! Go, Shirabe! That's clean. They made a Bionicle! Wow! Uraganpla. With the power of the rainbow! Oh, they're overheating. Yeah. Cheap. That's cheap, Shemha. That's cheap. What happened? Huh? No, they're sacrificing themselves again. Oh, what a line! It's like Midas's touch, turning everything into gold. No. But she was able to defend them. That's not good. Is this the curse of Balal?
洋放射による接続障害を抑制。ここに生体端末のネットワークが構築される。全人類に忍ばせた全ての命と力を統合し、一にして善なるシェムハにて凌辱してくれる。神殺し。その力にて接続より免れたか。私はミクを取り戻す。あたわず、その拳は呪いの石像、神殺し。撃てばこの身を殺して殺す。殺さない。お父さんが教えてくれた呪いの祝福は裏表。あり方なんてどうとでも変えられる。変えてみせる。代償の全てをこの身に集めたのだ。人に送れる道理などありはしない。だとしても
Oh, Yuki!
私の思い、ミクへの気持ち、2000年の呪いよりもちっぽけだと誰が決めた。取り戻す。未来を。私たちの明日を。この星、明日を。ネットワークに障害が。なればきっと取り戻すんだ。それはとっても大切な本能が求め叫んでる。誰にも等しくあるために。その手に束ねるんだ立花。お父様が見せてくれた人の価値を、輝きを。バラルの呪詛が消えた今、隔たりなく繋がれるのは神様だけじゃない。
Oh my god!
人の思い、神殺しなんかじゃない。つなぐこの手は私のアームのギアだ。
Oh!
未来を、ミクを奪還するために。まさか本当に呪いを暴いて。
Oh my god! Whoa! Holy epic! Holy fuck! Whoa, that was insanely hype. That was one of the hypest moments in all of Symphogear for me. Aoi Yuki, you absolute maniac. Also, that scream from Nana Mizuki was also crazy. And also Miko's VA. Props. Oh yeah, Elf9 and Carol died. They didn't? Oh. I see. So we're back to only Elf9. Back to what we were a few episodes ago. From our POV at least. That's not good! Why is Yggdrasil still active?
各駅に向かって降下中。距離9800。1万オーバー。適正反応。
Alkanoids? Why?
シャラ臭いのがタン首揃えて。だけど今のコンディションではもたもたしてたらこの地球は知らない星に作り変えられちゃうのです。
Shout! Miku? Was that Sensojin? Oh my god, Miku! Oh! Oh, don't talk about that. That makes sense. So Miku's part of the crew. You know, I love how Miku is like, her relic is so powerful that even though everyone else here had like extensive training for like years by this point, Miku's just up here being the strongest one of them all by just showing up. I mean, maybe she's not the strongest, maybe she just has the biggest AoE to take care of the Alkanoids, but still, like, Senshojin is so insanely overpowered that she has zero training and she's just able to match everyone's power right here. That's insane. Oh, that's why. Because the 7... That's insane. 7 harmonies? Oh, that would make sense. Oh, there! Bavarian Illuminati! Oh. Oh, this is actually making me emotional, man. Yeah!
これが私たちの絶唱だ。
Oh, the harmony!
地球中心各域より高エネルギー反応。ユグドラシルの次回を確認。
世界各地でもこうしています。
ですが、
このままじゃ嫌だ。落ちそうもないのです。まさかあれはシュームさんなのかよ。答えよ。なぜ一つに溶け合うことを拒むのか。私たちは簡単に分かり合えないからこそ、誰かを大切に思い、
ブリーチ。
ことができる。その気持ちは誰にも塗りつぶされたくない。それが原因で、未来にまた傷つき苦しむことになってもか。だとしても、私たちは
Yeah, it's called character development.
自分の足で歩いていける。
Deal with
神
it.
様も知らない光で歴史を作っていけるから。ならば責務を果たせよ。お前たちがこれからの未来を司るんだ。
That's a similar ending to Fina. They're good.
大丈夫か、響く。
師匠、シェムハさんがその分大きな手が私たちを。
ああ、みんながつないだ明日の世界だ。
No way. No. Okay, there's an after credit scene. I was about to say. Where have we heard this song before? Mizuki Nara! Hey! It was Sky on Eye? You guys probably told me that it was Sky on Eye. I forgot it's Sky on Eye. Ah. What's up, Miko?
自分の言葉で響に伝えたいことがあったんだ。私も。私の伝えたいこと、ミクと同じだったら嬉しいな。
Don't leave us on an open-ended one. Come on, give us the line. Give us the line. They chickened out. They why? Give us the line. I mean, I honestly I'm curious as to why none of these. There's so many anime that go in the direction of they're really good friends, but we're never gonna cross that line officially, right? And they never cross that line officially. They never actually just ask the questions, or like they never ask a question or anything like that, or like say the phrase that would cross the line and make it official. And I genuinely wonder what's the reasoning behind that. There must be some kind of reasoning as to them being like, you know what, we're just gonna always go up until the, like, we're gonna reach so hard into the zone of like, you know, are they not? But we're never gonna officially confirm it. I wonder why that is. Anyways, holy shit, what an incredible episode, what an incredible finale, and what an incredible season, and also, all in all, what an incredible anime. So I don't want to like talk as if I'm never gonna watch anything about Symphogear again, because tomorrow we're gonna be watching the extras, and we're also at some point gonna be checking out some of the live performances or like the songs and stuff like that. But for now, this is the end of the anime story, right? The mainline anime story has officially ended with this episode until the movie, if that ever comes out, and if that even ends up being a fully canon continuation. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But okay, so let's talk about this season, you know? Let's talk about it. So I think this season, let me think. Overall, yeah, I think it's fair to say that this is my favorite season of Symphogear so far. I think I would rate how would I rate the seasons? I think I would go season 5 is my number 1, then it would be season 4, then season 1, then season 3, then season 2. Yeah, I think that's fair. So let's go from season 1 onwards. Okay, actually, let me talk about season 5 first. The reason why it's my number 1 favorite. I think the reason is, first of all, I think Noble Red are my least favorite villains. But when it comes to like the story, I definitely do think that Noble Red's like villain story was a bit meh. Because they were trying to make them relatable, but by making them relatable, you make their actions so inexcusable that it's kind of like counterintuitive, right? You're like, okay, let's make them relatable, but also let's make them so that now that people can relate to them, let's just do it so that they kill like a bunch of, like, a few tens of thousands of people, and also they like end up murdering people in front of like our girls' eyes, like, and while smiling and stuff like that. So it kind of felt a bit intuitive for like what they were trying to do with the villains. Whereas when you look at someone like Bavarian Illuminati in the previous season, which I would say they're my favorite. Yeah, they're my favorite. Like when it comes to like not main villain, right? Because the main villain in that was Adam, and the main villain in this was Shemha and stuff like that. I feel like they are my favorite Bavarian Illuminati, because they were never like relatable, right? And they did some horrible stuff, but you're like, wow, you know, their situation was so insane and so unique and so wacky, so out of this world, that you're like, I don't know what I would have done in that kind of situation. I can't relate to them. So sure, go for it. You know, is it right that they killed like what, 70,000 people or something? Probably not. But you know what? It doesn't matter as much when you're not trying to make them relatable, right? But yeah, apart from that, well, let's go through all of the villains then, if we're already doing that. In season 3, it was obviously Carol, which I think is a very, very, very strong second place when it comes to like the auto scorers plus Carol, like in its entirety, the entire package, a very close. Actually, in its entirety, I would say that maybe season 3 has even better villains, because I way prefer Carol over someone like Adam, right? So I would say that probably season 3's villains in its entirety, if you include all of them, are my favorites. But I would say that if you just include like parts of them, then Bavarian Illuminati are my favorite. Shemha I absolutely loved. I think Shemha was a fantastic villain. she pulled a bit of a Fine at the end where she was like, you know what, I'm leaving this up to you guys by saving them. But that's fine. It's a bit cliche, but that's fine. That's Symphogear is built on cliches, so it's fine. And then season 2, honestly, when it comes to villains, Ver hard carried. Like, I love Dr. Ver. He's a fantastic villain when it comes, not when it comes to writing, but when it comes to how absurd he is. He's just, also his VA absolutely carried it. I still think that his VA did, like, pulled one of the best voice acting performances in the entire series. Dr. Ver's VA was absolutely fantastic. So I think that was one of the things that made season 2 as good as it was. I think, honestly, Nastasha and obviously Kiri, Shirabe, and Maria, I didn't really like them that much as villains. I really like them now. I think Shirabe, honestly, is one of my favorite characters. But I didn't like them as villains, honestly. I don't think they were fantastic villains. I think now, when they're like allies, they're great. And then in season 1, honestly, I think Fine might be very close to Noble Red when it comes to, like, my tier list of villains. I do think that Fine was not, like, I didn't like her. One thing that I really disliked with Fine is how they made her really, really hateable with the entire Chris thing. And then they tried to redeem her in the end with, like, her trying to, be very, like, close. Or not close, but, like, being very sentimental with, like, Hibiki and, like, hugging her and stuff like that. That's what I was like, dude, just die, please. I do not like you. And it felt like they were trying to make us like her, even though I just didn't like her because of all the things that she did to Chris. So yeah, I think Chris was a great villain, a really fun one in season 1. I didn't like Fine though. And I think the only reason why I kind of like Fine is because of how many times she got brought up in, like, future seasons. And I feel like that kind of solidified Fine as an idea of, like, this grand, really, really well thought out villain. But in the season, and at the end of season 1, I think she was like, she wasn't really, I didn't really like her that much. But yeah, when it comes to the story, I think season 1 had, like, a banger story though. Season 1 story is still, like, in my mind, like, as a complete package, was just fantastic. The way they set it up, it was more unique than all of the other seasons when it comes to, like, the setup. I really liked it. And all of the twists and turns. I still think that some of the twists in season 1, especially with Fine being Ryoko, were absolutely fantastic. And still, that was probably the biggest, like, twist that I've had. But yeah, it was great. It was great. Let's talk about this season. Animation in this season, out of this world. Out of this world. It leveled up. Season 1 had good animation. But, and, like, some sequences, honestly, some animation sequences went really hard in season 1. You could tell that they cared about it. And then from season 1 to season 2 was like going from a Game Boy to a Nintendo DS, you know? Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? It's not even Game Boy to Nintendo DS. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to make boomer references. Actually, it's like going from a Game Boy to, like, a GameCube. It's like a huge upgrade. And then all of the other seasons, 2, 3, 4, all of those 3 seasons had, like, a similar, like, there were some slight improvements, but honestly, most of the time it wasn't noticeable. And then season 5 was once again, like, a huge leap, right? It was a huge leap in animation and also art, and it was absolutely fantastic. I still think that season 4 has my favorite OSTs. I think, and I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about the insert songs. I'm strictly talking about, like, the background OSTs. I think season 4 has my favorite ones. Because every single season it feels like they're doing a different style of OST that would suit the villain a bit more and stuff like that, which I really appreciate. And season 4 had just a fantastic one. It kind of felt like Pokemon OSTs from, like, recent Pokemon games, which I really like. So that was great to hear. And I think this season might have my favorite insert songs, but I'll be honest, I don't really distinguish between them too well because there were so many that it's just like a library of songs squished into one in my head. So I can't really make fair judgment on that. And yeah, I think that's about it. So season 5 would be my favorite season so far. I think that is fair to say. Some of the moments in this season, in this episode even, were absolutely fantastic. Now, there might be some recency bias with that, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna remain as my number 1. Okay, Aoi fucking Yuki. She absolutely, I mean, everyone in this anime was fantastic when it comes to voice acting. And everyone in production just seemed like they really cared about this and about making this as good as it can be, even the voice actors. And Aoi Yuki was absolutely going ham on some of the scenes. That was some incredible voice acting. Obviously, as I said multiple times before, it's no secret that Aoi Yuki is an incredible VA. So I feel like throwing praise at like Aoi Yuki at this point is like nothing new. But like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't take away. There was a fantastic voice acting performance from her. As good as you would see in basically any Aoi Yuki role. Honestly, some of the best Aoi Yuki voice acting that I've heard. Which should say a lot, right? Considering what that woman has done. But yeah, absolutely incredible. Okay, is there anything else I wanted to say about the actual story and stuff like that, and about the season? So what else? I don't think there's anything more. So as I said, we're gonna be watching the extras, right? Tomorrow. So we're gonna be watching those, don't worry. But that's gonna be all for the mainline story. So thank you guys for joining me on this. As I said, I'm gonna be seeing some of you guys tomorrow. I know some of you guys don't really care about the extras, which is fine. But if you're not gonna be watching those, then thank you for supporting Symphogear. It was a blast. At some point in the future, I'm gonna be checking out some of the live stuff that they're doing. But for now, we're gonna be going into the extras and then wrapping up this series. And there's a poll on the channel that's determining, still running by the way, and I'm gonna leave it in the description, that's determining what's gonna be replacing it. So make sure to go and vote if you haven't already. And I'm going to end this series, I guess the main storyline of this here. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.